will read from there. The unity behind diversity. Actually, Srenda is saying how many ways you can experience the divine. Okay? So we'll go through each sentence and see what he's saying. All right. So a unity behind diversity and discord is a secret of the variety of human religions and philosophies. Okay? So in other words, that at the highest level there is unity, at the lowest level there is multiplicity, but in the highest level the potentiality of multiplicity is there in the supermind, and in the lowest level the unity is hiding behind the multiplicity. For instance, you can see one very easy example to see this is that all the fruit trees, let us say mango trees, okay, they are all different, and yet the mango is the same for all. The taste is the same, essentially the same, and yet all different. Or you can, that's unity. Or you can also see all the, let us take the, yes, tell me.
I think yesterday Yasmin ji was telling that to discuss the paragraph which was started, which we have ended yesterday on the page number 726, which Shunki ji also has mentioned in today's program, that we have to start from equally by virtue of this unity, and you are continuing from page number 728, I think.
No,
so 726 also Shunki ji also has mentioned in the program that we have to start from 726, which we have already read yesterday, but you have just summarized. We had not gone by line by line, and you have told that we will continue on 720.
Just now,
no, I was wrong too. I think 727. So the paragraph.
It is page 727.
Yes,
and the paragraph begins with a unity behind diversity.
Yes,
I read the whole para, and you gave us the summary, and you thought we could skip it, and you wanted to go to the next one, but I requested that no, you please go line by line.
That's it.
Okay. So, a unity behind diversity.
Rangada,
yes.
Rangada, you're doing the correct paragraph. That is exactly the paragraph which we had finished yesterday, and we are redoing it again today.
That's
this
right.
one Yasmin had read. I remember now because the previous paragraph I had read.
Yes, exactly.
So you are doing the correct paragraph. Continue, Rangada. Okay.
No, and Seema had the impression that there was a note there saying page 26, but it was immediately corrected and said I was wrong. Actually, it is 727. So I'm beginning from 727.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. A unity behind diversity. Okay, I'm reading from there. This is what Yasmin wanted yesterday. We will do it. A unity behind diversity and discord is a secret of the variety of human religions and philosophies. The unity at the highest level, there is one truth, but when it comes down, that truth takes many forms, and that is the reason why, according to each form of truth, there is a religion. So there are many religions because of that. Okay, if the unity was obvious, there would only be one religion. But there aren't. There are so many different religions and so many different philosophies because the one becomes the many. That's what he said. So, a unity behind diversity and discord also is a secret of the variety of human religions and philosophies. Here, because the one becomes the many, there are also many religions and many philosophies. For they all get at some image or some side clue, touch some portion of the one truth, or envisage some one of its myriad aspects. So, when the one becomes the many, all the aspects, each one is an aspect of the divine. And that's exactly what we did yesterday. I read out 21 ways of seeing the divine. Okay, so we'll do that today in the paragraph itself. Okay, so Myriad means many, many ways. Not necessarily infinite, but many ways. Of the one truth or invisible, someone who is myriad. Now, whether they see dimly the material world as the body of the divine. Okay? This is number one. You see the physical world as the body of the divine. That's one way of seeing. Everybody can't see that, but when you get a certain realization, you can feel and also experience that the physical world is the body of the divine. That's number one. Then, or life as a great pulsation of the breath of divine existence. Somebody else may find that life is nothing but the pulsation of the divine existence. Because all life, there is a pulsation. Life, there is, the heart is beating like that, and it is also palpitating. This movement is, the broken movement is there in life always. Okay, so that's why you may, after a certain experience, you may feel that the life in the world is nothing but the divine pulsations. Okay, that's second. Somebody can experience in the first way, somebody can experience second way. There are 21 ways here listed, and we'll see one of them one by one. Or all things as the thoughts of a cosmic mind. You may feel that everything that's there in the physical world, okay? The lotus, the jasmine flowers, the realization flower, all these flowers, the different animals, these are all concretized forms of divine thoughts. Because there is a thought, that thought becomes real in the physical world. That's a third way of seeing things. All these experiences are possible to different people when they have experiences. Okay? So, for all things as thoughts of the cosmic mind, or realize that there is a spirit which is greater than all these things. All these things are there, either they are the thoughts of the divine, or there is a spirit which is far superior to all these objects that you see in the physical world. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. That's a fourth one. Like I won't give the numbers anymore, but one by one you can see how you can experience the divine. Okay? So, then, for realizing yes. Yes.
Is this cosmic mind is also the overmind, Dada? Is this cosmic mind is the overmind, Dada?
It can be, but it need not be also. The cosmic mind is a very general term. You can get the cosmic mind even as the higher mind. Okay. What is the cosmic mind? The cosmic consciousness. And that you can have even when you are in the self, when you are in the higher mind. Even that is possible. Okay. So you must remember one thing, that all these spiritual planes are not absolutely like our India and Pakistan with a border. Okay, they merge into one another. Okay, here in our SAARC, we have got 7 nations, all with clear borders. In the spiritual world, there is no border. They all run into each other like rainbow colors. Okay, so if you ask very specific questions, then sometimes it's not very easy to answer those. But the cosmic mind, it's a term. It's a word that we're using. It could be, the cosmic mind is a mind which is there at the universal level. And that could also be the cosmic consciousness, which is experienceable even at the level of the self. The first, lowest level of the spiritual planes of consciousness. That also is possible. Okay? Or realize that there is a spirit which is greater than all these things. Now, we use a very vague word, spirit. Spirit is something which is the opposite of matter. But he is not specifying. It can be impersonal, it can be personal, it can have so many aspects. But spirit is something which is, if you want to use the word God. Okay. But when you use the word God, there is an implication that there is a person. But when you say spirit, it is not a person. It is something impersonal. Okay? So you can feel that there is an impersonality which is divine, essentially, behind all these physical things. That's another way of seeing it. They are subtler and yet more wonderful source and creator. In other words, everything in the physical world has been created from the subtler forms of these things in the cosmic mind. That's one way of seeing. Whether they find God only in the inconscient or as a one conscious in inconscient things. It's even possible to see the divine in the inconscient. Okay? Like in the Vedas, for instance, all the cows are hidden in the caves of the inconscient. Okay? And they have to be released. Okay? So there's so many different ways of seeing and experiencing the divine. After all, even the inconscient is the divine who has compressed himself. He has diminished himself and put himself into the inconscient. Okay? So that's either whether they find God only in the inconscient or as one conscious in inconscient things. That's another way of seeing it. That he is there in the inconscient things, he is there. He is there in the stone, he is there in the tree, he is there in everything. Okay? In the mud, everywhere. In water, he is there everywhere. That's another way of seeing. All these experiences are possible to the spiritual consciousness. Remember the chapter heading. Okay, the chapter heading, progress to knowledge. So at the lowest level, how many ways of seeing the divine? God, man, and nature. That's what Srimad is listing all these different ways of the progress towards the real knowledge. Okay. So, I go to the next sentence. Or actually, I am in the middle. I read that phrase again. Or realize that there is a spirit which is greater than these things. They're subtler and yet more wonderful source and creator. The next one. That also we have read. Whether they find God only in the inconscient or as the one conscious in inconscient things. This is in the Katha Upanishad, there is a reference which says that the divine is the one conscious being in all inconscient things. Chetana Achetanana. That's the phrase in the Katha Upanishad. So that's referring to that. That's one way to see. Chetana, the consciousness in all the unconscious things. Achetanana. So that's one way of seeing. Then one conscious in inconscient things, or whenever you're using or, it's a separate, different one. That's why I've used all the numbers, 21 ways. Okay? Or as an ineffable superconscious existence, to reach whom we must leave behind our terrestrial being and annul the mind, life, and body. So before I start the next or, we'll discuss this, what he's saying here. You can see the divine as the ineffable. All these different things are all separated by the word or. Every time he's using the word or, it's a different way of seeing. That's how I would get 21 ways of seeing. Okay? So what is this one? Ineffable superconscious existence, to reach whom we must leave behind our terrestrial being and annul the mind, life, and body. Obviously, he's talking of the Mayavadi and the Buddhist, okay? The ascetic, who doesn't want to have anything to do with the physical world. So you have to leave mind, life, and body. That's one way. Or the next one, overcoming division. Division is the multiplicity in the physical world. So overcoming division, see that he is all these at once and accept fearlessly the large consequences of that vision. So there is another one. That is to say, you start seeing, you overcome division. Stop seeing the multiplicity and see the division, the one reality behind all. This is the experience that in jail, when he is there, in everything, he is seeing Vasudeva, okay? Sri Krishna. He is seeing everywhere. He is seeing Sri Krishna in the bars of his prison, okay? The bars of the door, his door which is barred with iron rods. He is seeing Sri Krishna there. When he is walking in the compound, he is seeing Sri Krishna, these shade of the tree, he is seeing Sri Krishna holding an umbrella on his head. Okay? It's all there in the Uttarpada speech. So you are seeing the one everywhere. Okay? So there is another way of seeing it. Ineffable. Or overcoming division, see that he is all these at once and accept fearlessly the large consequences of that vision. Why should you fear? If you see the divine everywhere, why should you fear? So that's very interesting because you see the divine in the ugly. You see the divine in the murderer. You see the divine in the most horrible things. Okay? He is there in the mud also. If you remember the experience of Ramakrishna, okay, to make himself immune to all the multiplicities of the world, he used to do two things. You may be a little shocked, but that's exactly what he did. He used to take mud in one hand and he used to take a few coins in the other. And he used to say, Taka, Mati, Mati, Taka. So, Abhastraki, what is the difference? No difference at all. Okay? And he used to throw both into the Ganges, or rather the Hooghly River. Okay? The Ganges is called Hooghly, Calcutta. Okay? So that's one way. And to make it even better than that, what he would do, he would take Chandan and put it on his one hand. And on the other hand, he would actually take feces. Okay? You might be surprised, but that's one of the things he did. What is the difference? One is smelling beautiful, the other is not smelling so nice at all, but essentially the same. That is the reason why Swami is saying you have to accept fearlessly the large consequences of the mission. Okay? How can you see the divine in a murderer? For instance, the Christian religion, they definitely don't. I was seeing today, I think yesterday I mentioned, that the Pope is now saying things which are very un-Christian-like, and they are getting very disturbed. Okay? I don't know if Sunki has come across that, but this Pope, modern Pope, is saying many things which go against the standard accepted tenets of Christianity. For instance, they think that evil is something positive. Whereas in the Advaita philosophy, there is no evil. It's only a distortion of truth. Okay? So, this is why you have to accept fearlessly and then explain how it comes. So that's why you use the word fearlessly. It's clear now, I hope. Okay? Then, whether they worship him with universality as a cosmic being or limit him in themselves. So you can see him universally, you see the cosmic divine, or you see the divine in yourself. Okay? So that is the cosmic consciousness and the individual consciousness. Or then, like the positivist, the positivist is normally, they use the word positivism for the materialist. I don't know exactly in what sense. We'll read that just now and see. Like the positivist in humanity only. Okay. Okay. So in humanity only you may see the divine. Or rather, humanity is the most important thing for him. Only. Or on the contrary, carried away by the vision of the timeless and spaceless immutable, reject him in nature and cosmos, whether they adore him in various strange or beautiful or magnified forms of the human ego, or for his perfect possession of the qualities to which man aspires. Okay? There's so many ways there's so many truth, power. Okay? There's so many things that you can see the divineness. So you want to see them in one of the ways that you want to see the divine in. Okay? Then for his perfect possession of the qualities to which man aspires. Remember also that the human ego, okay, that also you have seen that sometimes when the instrumental ego has not gone, it can become huge, it can become magnified, and you feel that the divine, you have had a real experience of the divine, but that you feel that he is guiding you also, you feel, but then there is a slight distortion that occurs, and you feel that what you are doing with your ego, actually the divine is making you do. That's why beautiful or magnified forms of the human ego. So the beautiful forms of the human ego is interesting. The ego is less, and the divine element is more, but the human ego is still lingering. And the magnified forms of the human ego, they are completely mistaking the divine consciousness for the human ego. You feel that you have become divine. There is a truth in it, but that truth can be exaggerated. Or what is perfect possession of the qualities to which man aspires. Okay? What are they? Power, love, beauty, truth, righteousness, wisdom. Any one you take and you feel that that is God. For instance, you will see behind many cars, on the rear window of the car, people who are Christians write often, God is love. So that one aspect only. But Advaita says God is also hate. Okay? And the Muslims, they write, Allah is great. Okay? But he can also be insignificant, he can also be small. So any one person which you feel the divine should be, either power, love, beauty, truth, righteousness, wisdom, they want to see the divine in that form. Okay? So many different ways of seeing the divine. Whether they perceive him as a lord of nature, that's another one. Okay? You see him as a lord. He's like a king governing the universe, governing the nature. Or you may see him as father and creator. Okay? Or this is usually the experience of the psychic being, the father and the creator. Or as nature herself. That's pantheism. Okay? As nature herself, you see the nature is divine. Okay? And you see in nature only you see the divine. You don't see him transcendently and you don't see him individually. So there's so many different ways of seeing the divine. And the universal mother. The tantrics see the divine as the universal mother. Okay? Pursue him as a lover and attractor of souls. Lover and attractor of souls is referring to the Ras Leela of Krishna. Okay? He is playing the flute and attracting all the gopis to himself. Who are the gopis? They are all the individual souls. Okay? So that's another way. He's saying all these things in a language which is slightly hiding the references. Okay? So, attractor of souls, or serve him as a hidden master of all worlds. You are the slave and he is the master and you are serving him. Okay? That's it. Srimadu says in the record of yoga, he says that you must feel yourself to be master of the universe, but you must also feel yourself to be the dasa, the slave of God. Both the things have to be there. Any one of them will distort the truth to a certain extent. So, and serve him as a hidden master of all worlds. Bow down before the one God or the manifold deity. That's another word. Only one God or the manifold deity. Every time you use the word or, it's a different experience. Okay? That one divine man or the one divine in all men. So what is the one divine man? The avatar. Okay? Or the one divine in all men. Okay? That's the individual. Or more largely, discover the one whose presence enables us to become unified in consciousness or in works. Okay? So, in other words, you see the divine only in your consciousness, or you may feel that whatever work you are doing, the divine is doing that work in you, through you, okay? Or in life with all beings. So, Srimadu is so brief in his language, but he is saying, for this, you see the divine in all beings, in the life of all beings, unified with all things in time and space. That's another way of seeing the divine. Unified with nature and her influences, okay? And even her inanimate forces. Which are the inanimate forces? Inanimate, which is not life. Okay, so maybe lightning, thunder, storms. They are the forces, but they are not inanimate. They are inanimate. They don't have life in them as we understand life normally. The truth behind must ever be the same, because all is the one divine infinite whom all are seeking. So many different ways you can see the divine, but essentially it's the one truth only. That's what it's saying. The truth behind must ever be the same, because all is the one divine infinite whom all are seeking in different ways. Because everything is that one, there must be this endless variety in the human approach to its possession. It was necessary that man should find God thus variously in order that he might come to know him entirely. So, normally, man wants to experience the divine only in one aspect, either through knowledge or through bhakti and love or through works. But simply saying, you have to experience the divine in all his different aspects. And that's why there is multiplicity in the physical world. All religions, for them, or the highest and the widest seeing is the wisest. No, sorry. I have to read from, but it is when knowledge. Okay. But it is when knowledge reaches its highest aspect that it is possible to arrive at its greatest unity. You can't see the unity in the lower levels, but when you go to the highest level, you can see the unity of all these different ways of approaching the divine. In fact, Srivastava says very clearly that when he had the overmind experience, he could see the truth behind all the philosophies. Okay? Dvaita, Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, all of them have a certain truth which corresponds to one particular level of the universal consciousness. All of them are right, but only they are seeing only one aspect of it. And the highest, you will see all the aspects to it true. When the one starts becoming the many, at the overmind level, the many have already started. So that's why all the philosophies and religions all have their truth. All religions are seen as approaches to a single truth. All philosophies as divergent viewpoints looking at different sides of a single reality. Now, all religions are seen as approaches to a single truth. He is referring to Ramakrishna. And Ramakrishna used to say that everybody is going to the cart for collecting water. But someone is calling it water, someone is calling it pani, and someone is calling it jol. Okay? But they are all going to the same thing, but through different ways and different methods. One is collecting with a metal jar, one is collecting with a wooden jar, one is collecting with a mud jar. So the approaches are all different. All religions are seen as approaches to a single truth. All philosophies as divergent viewpoints looking at different sides of a single reality. All sciences meet together in a supreme science. For that which all our mind knowledge and sense knowledge and suprasensuous vision is seeking is found most integrally in the unity of God and man and nature and all that is in nature. Okay? So, unity of God and man. God is transcendent, man is the individual, and nature is the universal. So, you have to have experience of all three together, not separately. Separately also is good enough, but you must have them all together. That's what he's saying. That's why I separated all the orbs and I told you last time, yesterday I read 21 different ways here described how you can see the divine. Yesterday I read them very fast, but today we have gone through each one and you can see each one he's listed them in his own way. Okay. I have put numbers and separate lines for each, but he doesn't do it in that way. His view is global and he is going on only separating with an or. Okay. Yasmin, satisfied?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So now
Rangada?
Yes, tell me.
Rangada, then can you say in this paragraph, especially the ending part, that's the kind of the passage from the overmind to supermind, because Sri Aurobindo here said, know him entirely.
Yeah.
And he continued to say, but it is when knowledge reaches its highest aspect,
Yeah.
that it's possible to arrive at its great unity. So
Yeah.
this part, can you say from overmind to supermind?
The supermind is the absolute, where you see absolutely all the truths very, very clearly. But in the overmind, you see the different aspects, but they are not one. You see that they are all valid, but they are not all like the obverse and reverse of a coin. Okay? The coin is the truth. But in the overmind level, you see the obverse and the reverse, but they are not the same. They are different, but they are both valid. That's the difference between overmind and supermind. In supermind, they are absolutely the same. Sri Aurobindo uses a very interesting word to describe this difference. He says, reconciliation and seeing them as separate, but they are, you see them as separate but valid. But in the supermind, they are not even separate. They are all one. So he listed all these in different ways. It need not be only the overmind. It can even be lower than that. You can experience the divine in all these ways through different aspects, not necessarily only the overmind. Is that what you asked, Suki?
So at the end so the latter part, of this paragraph, Aurobindo said, Sri Aurobindo said, so all these diverse experiences are necessary because we need to know him entirely. And then he said, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10th lines from the ending part of the paragraph. He continues to say, but it is when knowledge reaches its highest aspect that it's possible to arrive at its greatest unity.
Yeah.
He says unity. So, so the diverse experience which are necessary to know him entirely. And Sri Aurobindo said, but this it's possible to know all these diverse knowledges at its greatest unity when the knowledge reaches its highest. So yeah, I was asking, so this is the thing, the kind of passage from the overmind to supermind.
Yes, that's right. That is supermind. That's what the highest and the widest seeing is the wisest, he's saying. That is supermind. Certainly.
Okay. Yes, thank you. That was my question. Thank you.
Because at the overmind level, it's not the highest. And you are only seeing all the different aspects there, but they are valid aspects, but not one. They are not one. Even at the overmind level, Purusha and Prakriti are separate. They are both real, but they are separate. Whereas in the higher mind level, Purusha and Prakriti, Purusha is real, but sometimes Prakriti is unreal. Whereas in the overmind, both are real, but separate. In the supermind, they become one. Okay?
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
You know, like in the overmind, you have all these various gods of the rain and lightning and water and various departments.
Yes.
So all of them are managers of various departments.
Yes.
But there is one CEO who has the knowledge of all the departments, and he knows the functioning of all the departments. So that is the transcendental and supermind.
Yes.
And the overmind is the various departments with various managers and gods.
Okay.
It's rather crude, but
yes.
It's a way of thinking with a lowly mind like mine.
No, it's not lowly mind. It's a good one. It's not bad at all. It's quite good to see it in that way. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, how much time do we have? Oh, it's already 36. So, we got 4 minutes. So, maybe we can read the Brahman, the Absolute. Okay. Or if you have got questions, you can
Read it, Ranga.
Huh? Yeah, we can read it. Personally, read it.
I'll read.
Yeah, read it.
Am I audible? Is my voice clear?
Yes,
Yes, very
yes,
good.
Acharya.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. The Brahman, the absolute, is the spirit, the timeless self, the self-possessing time, lord of nature, creator and continent of the cosmos and immanent in all existences, the soul from whom all souls derive and to whom they are drawn. That is the truth of being as man's highest God conception sees it. The same absolute revealed in all relativities, the spirit who embodies himself in cosmic mind and life and matter, and of whom nature is the self of energy, so that all she seems to create is the self and spirit variously manifested in his own being to his own conscious force for the delight of his various existence. This is the truth of being to which man's knowledge of nature and cosmos is leading him, and which he will reach when his nature knowledge unites itself with his God knowledge. This truth of the Absolute is the justification of the cycles of the world. It is not their denial, it is the self being that has become all these becomings. The self is the eternal unity of all these existences. I am He. Cosmic energy is not other than the conscious force of that self existence. By that energy, it takes through universal nature innumerable. Sorry. By that energy, it takes through universal nature innumerable forms of itself. Through its divine nature, it can, embracing the universal but transcendent of it, arrive in them at the individual position of its complete existence, when its presence and power are felt in one, in all, and in the relations of one with all. This is the truth of being, to which man's entire knowledge of himself in God and in nature rises and widens. A triune knowledge, the complete knowledge of God, the complete knowledge of himself, the complete knowledge of nature, gives him his high goal. It assigns a vast and full sense to the labor and effort of humanity. The conscious unity of the three, God, soul, and nature, in his own consciousness, is the sure foundation of his perfection and his realization of all harmony. This will be his highest and widest faith, his status of a divine consciousness and a divine life, and its initiation, the starting point for his entire evolution of his self-knowledge, world knowledge, God knowledge.
So that is the last paragraph of the chapter. In the next is the evolutionary process, how it takes place, ascent and integration. So the last one is telling you basically that you have to know the divine transcendentally, universally, and individually. And when you see them all together, that is the perfect knowledge of God. But if you see only transcendentally, like the Buddhists are saying, then that is only partial truth. If you see him universally, like the ones who are pantheists, then that is also truth, but it's only partial truth. And if you see him individually within yourself, that also is true, but only partial truth. You have to see all the three together. That's basically what he's saying. But if you want, we can go through each sentence next time, and then we'll go to the next chapter, the evolutionary process. How the evolutionary process is going. It's a very interesting thing, and we will see. But today already we have come to 8:40, so we'll stop here today. And next time, if you feel like, we will go through each line of the last paragraph.
Yes, Angada, we'll redo the paragraph next time.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll make a note. The Brahman, the absolute. Okay. Au revoir, everybody. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you, Rangata.
Thank you,
See,
Rangata.
Bhagya.
Thank you, Rangana. Au revoir.